Hi, everyone. My name is Garth Fisher, Senior Solutions Engineer here at Martello, and thank you for watching our use case video. Today, I'll be talking about Teams and Microsoft 365 service level agreements and how you can manage them. First, we need to define what we're talking about. An SLA, or service level agreement, mostly defines a contract with a service provider. If it is internal, like a report to management or business lines, we will call that OLA. So let's start with the Microsoft SLA. If you want to track the service delivered by Microsoft, you need to test it the same way they do, which is from inside their cloud. Vantage DX robots perform synthetic transactions that test and provide the same KPI that Microsoft uses to calculate their SLA, and then presents the information into dedicated dashboards. So let's take a look at what those look like. So for Teams login, for example, here you can see what one of our dashboard looks like, calling out all the metrics that the robot reported back when it tried to log into Teams. When you want to talk about voice quality, here's an example of what the voice quality dashboard looks like, reporting back everything from the mean opinion score to packet loss jitter, etc. But we also have dashboards for other Microsoft workloads, critical ones such as OneDrive or SharePoint, for example. And here you can see what that one looks like. Again, logging in, uploading and downloading, and performing some synthetic tests. With these tests and reports, you can easily track the level of service delivered by Microsoft. Each time you see an action per action, the level of availability and performance. Power BI lets you share these reports with any internal stakeholders. Now, if you want to measure and report on the service quality you deliver to your users, you need to have metrics from where they work because the user experience relies not only on the Microsoft service, but also on the entire route to the cloud. For that, we have what we call business services. Let's take a look at one of those. Here you can see several different business services testing of various different components. But this enables you to correlate end user related data like Teams voice quality with synthetic transactions that are testing the services from your critical locations. So if I click into one of them here, it's going to go ahead and open up the SLA report where you can see the achievement of SLA for Teams. Try Teams VIP here. Here you can see it's going to give you a breakdown of your SLA for that time period and anything that may have impacted that SLA. What's really nice about the business services, though, is how it can bring pieces of information together from different places. So here you can see we're looking at the end user piece, which is the call quality data, just displayed in a way that's more easily consumed, as well as we have application infrastructure and supplier services. So you can get the perspective of how this business service is performing from any one of these perspectives listed here. But if we click on infrastructure, for example, actually, I'm going to go to application first because this is Teams. So the application will be Teams, right? And what you're seeing here is the health advisories that Microsoft themselves are putting out. So we have that as part of the business service. That way you can make that correlation without having to jump to a different window. But if I click on infrastructure, for example, here you can see some different tests being run. For example, we're doing some stuff here from the Ottawa office. And this is using the Vantage Diagnostic tool, which visualizes the path to the cloud. So this will highlight any latency that's seen on the way to the Microsoft data center and where the latency is. This information, for example, will be used in the SLA to understand why there is a breach of performance. So if we want to see more on that network diagnostic feature, let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. So here's the one you saw previously on the other screen, which is our diagnostic probe running from the Ottawa office, again, checking hop by hop the path to the Teams data center in the Microsoft cloud and reporting back on any latency that it finds along the way. If you look at our legend, you'll see we are traversing the local network, of course, Bell backbone, and then off to Microsoft. And if we come to the right, we can see we're actually close to the Microsoft front door, so that wasn't too bad. But we can see that we did have some round trip time issues coming from the last hop of the Bell backbone. But coming back to our overlay members, you can also have the information about the ISPs that are used, how they're used, and the number of issues that have been found when using them. For that, I'll switch to my analytics board here, looking at the details around Bell Canada. And as you can see, it's talking about all the locations, the top users, all the different types of calls, whether they were Wi-Fi, PSTN, etc., failed or poor, all listed here, as well as the types of devices that are accessing this ISP. And lots of detail here, down to the poor call reasons, the last 30 poor calls, and even the Microsoft data centers that were being accessed is also listed in here. What's also great is that you can also integrate your own infrastructure and network data in order to add even more visibility of the actual cause of SLA or OLA breaches, and to share this end-to-end visibility with the main stakeholders of the services. I hope you found this video interesting and that you'll be able to now define, track, and report on external or internal SLAs in order to optimize and improve the Microsoft Teams and 365 service quality that you provide to your end users. Thanks again for joining, and stay tuned for more use case videos.